Welcome to Unity of Mesa Online. I'm Reverend Kathy Kellogg, and today's musicians are Dennis Hubert and Candee Lewis. And we have three guest speakers, three members of our spiritual community who are pursuing their Unity Licensed Teacher Certification. They are Dennis Hubert, John Groves, and Julia Tregloan. They are helping us complete our Lessons in Truth series by talking about standing in truth and sharing their stories on how they use truth to deepen their understanding, therefore expanding their enjoyment of life by using the Unity teachings. Let's begin with prayer. I invite you to gently close your eyes and to take a conscious breath and affirm that today I stand firm on the unchanging truth of Spirit. Today we give thanks for this day as it begins to unfold. Give thanks for the people in our lives and thanks that whatever challenges we may face, that we can stand firm in our faith, that the truth we seek is unchanging and always present. We give thanks that we are embraced by the truth of unconditional love, abundant living, deep forgiveness, and uplifting grace. We hold the names on our prayer list in this truth, the planet blanketed by the light of truth, and know that whatever is going on in our world, that Spirit is there in the midst of it. We give thanks that we stand firm on the unchanging truth of Spirit, true yesterday, true today, and will be true tomorrow. And so it is. Amen. Our affirmation for this day is, I stand firm on the unchanging truth of Spirit. Let's say that together. I stand firm on the unchanging truth of Spirit. Dennis and Candee, now let us hear the opening song, My Soul is Welcome Here.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
Your soul is welcome here. I invite you to check out the Things for You to Know button on our homepage on our website at unityofmesa.org. When you click on that button, you will find information on updates, plus events, classes, prayer support, etc. You'll also find links for signing up for events and prayer requests. They're located there also. What I want you to know, though, today is that we have ended our on-site garden services. With the COVID numbers going up and our temperatures going down, we've just decided to do online only through the end of this year. But stay tuned and we'll let you know what 2021 brings. Today is our annual meeting at 11:30, so just a reminder that there will be no virtual fellowship in the garden afterwards. All are welcomed and encouraged to attend the annual meeting on Zoom to hear what we've accomplished over this past year, to see what we've got planned for the next year, to review our financial statements and get an update on our capital campaign Creating Tomorrow. If you wish to attend, you need to register to receive your Zoom link. Register by 11:15. Go to our homepage under the button Things for You to Know, or go to Speakers and Events and register. Those of you who are members will be able to vote for 2 Board of Trustees. Our nominees this year are Stephen Chavez, Kenya Cribb, and Karen Pfeiffer. To find more about who they are and review their bios, go to last Wednesday's email blast. You've got links there to go to and see who they are. And as always, we're so grateful for the ways that all of you show up through your prayers and your support, your affirmations. You're walking the path of truth and the way that you give from your abundance. We're so blessed, and we give thanks for that. There are ways to bless this spiritual community with abundance by giving directly through check or online giving through our Gift Plus app, or by indirectly giving through buying books from our website, going through our website, or putting Unity Church of the East Valley, our other name, as your charity on Smile, Amazon, and Fry Rewards. We just give thanks for all the ways. And if you're on YouTube, you can click the link in the description. But now let's just take our offering, whatever we have to offer, through our head, our heart, our hands, and bless it by saying our offering blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Spirit of Abundance. Now let's prepare for meditation. Invite you to get comfortable if you're not already, sitting in the sofa or the lawn chairs. And just turn within, focusing your attention on your breath, knowing the movement of spirit. And dropping your attention from your head to your heart. Allow your breath to move deeply and fully throughout your body. Feel the light that is centered in your heart area and connect with that light. Remember that you are embraced by the light as you bring your breath and attention to that still, calm place within you, the threshold of that mystical union of the truth of who and what you are. And as we wait on that threshold, we open ourselves to the stillness and the silence to receive the truth resonating within each and every cell of our body, in the divine heart and mind that we indwell in the silence. and we breathe. From the stillness, from the silence, we return to embody the wisdom we received, the spiritual understanding, or the truth that was revealed. We return and breathe and give thanks, and so it is. Amen.
I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. I want to know you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to see you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to hear you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to feel you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to praise you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to love you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil, raising the veil.
Raising the veil is what our speakers today are all about as they travel the path towards licensed Unity teacher status. That path includes 250 hours of coursework, plus 3 weeks of intensive training and a 4th week of skill demonstration. It takes work, dedication, and a commitment to their own spiritual growth to commit. So it's our joy today that they are sharing their standing in truth. In order, there are Dennis Hubert, Julie Tregloan, and John Groves.
I'd like to thank Kathy and Judy for asking me to speak today. I'm very honored and I appreciate it very greatly. So I'd like to speak about Emily Katie's second lesson in truth, statement of being, who and what God is and who and what man is. So Emily says first, God is spirit. Webster defines spirit as the principle of conscious life, the vital principle in humans, animating the body or mediating between body and soul, the incorporeal part of humans. Emily says, there could be no body or visible part to anything unless there were first spirit as creative cause. So that reminds me of the story or the analogy Kathy gave about the silver spoon. And she said, well, what if we have the silver spoon and we take the silver out of it, what are we left with? And I said, spoon. But what Kathy was trying to say was, spirit is the silver that's in the spoon. And if we take the silver out of the spoon, there's nothing left. So if we take the spirit out of us, there's nothing left. So we are first and foremost spirit. Man is spirit, soul, and body, says Emily. But spirit is our innermost, real being, the absolute part of us. The I of us has never changed. Though our thoughts and our circumstances may have changed hundreds of times, the Father and I are one, she says. The Spirit is the part of us standing forth of God into visibility. It is the Father in us, so that we can each say, the Father and I are one. If we didn't have the Spirit, if we didn't have that God, we wouldn't be. So we must have that in order to be. So we are that, or we wouldn't be. We are the silver. Emily says we are soul, which is the mortal mind, intellect, collection of thoughts, where we do our consciousness, and we are body. This she says about body. Body is the last or external part of man's being, in his descent from God into the material universe. And that just reminded me of the affirmation I used and talked about last time I spoke, which was, as the wave is all ocean, I am all God. And here's how Emily puts it. One drop of water taken from the ocean is just as perfect ocean water as the whole great body. The constituent elements of water are exactly the same, and they are combined in precisely the same ratio or perfect relation to each other, whether we consider one drop, a pailful, a barrelful, or the entire ocean. Skipping ahead. So we say that each individual manifestation of God contains the whole, not for a moment meaning that each individual is God in his entirety, forgive the maleness of that, so to speak, but that each is God come forth, shall I say, in different quantity or degree. So we are each the manifestation of God. All are manifestations of one and the same Spirit, is how Emily puts it. I used to describe to people how I viewed the universe, or our relation to the universe, in that we are made out of God, because God could not go outside of God to get the materials to make us. So not only are we inside God, but we're made out of God. And now I see myself more as God is in me, and I grew out of God. I had a self-awareness class assignment, and we were asked to describe how we see ourselves, and this is what I said in that assignment. I'd like to read that to you. I see myself as God's expression. I'm imagining God growing out from inside of me. How can I be separate from something that is in my bones, in my DNA? It's like being separate from my skin. It's me. I am made of God. I am whole. There's a confidence I never used to feel then, and I feel it. I felt it, but I felt like I was not allowed to feel it. Now I feel it and know that it's mine, because I know who I am and what I am. And I am this expression of the divine. Emily Cady says, there is but one source of being. This source is the living fountain of all good, be it life, love, wisdom, power, the giver of all good gifts. This source and you are connected every moment of your existence. You have power to draw on this source for all of the good you are, or ever will be, capable of desiring. So that just makes me realize that we are the hands and feet of God. We're the deciders. We get to decide what the good is. And together we get to call it forth. We get to design the spoon. Thank you.
Here. I found Unity online a few years ago when I was at a bit of a crossroads as to what I needed for the next step in my spirituality. And I looked a lot at the different topics that could be found on the Unity website. And eventually I discovered Unity of Mesa, and I joined with my husband Steve earlier this year, and shortly after became a prayer chaplain. So I've prayed since I was quite little. My earliest memories being maybe 3, 4 years old. I'd learned about it at church from the Bible, and of course my mom and Sunday school teachers. And even more recently, when I was going through something of a faith crisis, to the point where I needed someone to help me, a spiritual director, and she said, you know, keep praying, whatever you do. And it seemed like I didn't know who I was praying to or what prayer even was, but it did help. It helped keep the channels of divine guidance open. So it was really good advice. I took the Unity prayer class at Unity of Mesa earlier this year as well. So there I learned about a way to pray that was somewhat new to me, and it involved denials. In other words, denying the power of a situation to prevent me from my highest and best. And I also learned about affirmations. So instead of focusing on a situation that was maybe sorrowful or difficult, I could affirm what I wanted to see manifest in that situation instead, using divine principles such as wisdom, love, peace, joy, understanding, all of those great high ideals. So I also learned that my own thoughts are key. And although I'd known this, in fact, I have a plaque on my wall that says, change your thoughts, change your world. It seemed like just a nice saying. So as I paired that thought with what prayer is, things began to shift. It's the law of mind action. In other words, what we hold in mind produces in kind. And as I practiced this more throughout my day and my week, I realized just how much time I'd spent in worry, ruminating, angsting, thinking that that was what was going to help me, because, you know, the more emotional effort I put in, you know, the more return I should get. But that was in fact counterproductive. And so I learned that the steps are actually easy. Even when I was in the middle of that kind of angsty feeling, I would hold that thought of what I wanted to see go from that situation and what I wanted to come in instead. I also learned to hold loosely to the specifics of the outcome. So instead of prescribing how everything should happen, I learned to hold loosely and just to trust that all would happen in divine order. And as a result, I have seen miracles, large and small, breakthroughs, and it's been a wonderful experience. Of course, meditation is a big part of prayer, and I've been a meditator for a few years, and it's been a way for me to find comfort, closeness to the divine, and a sense of peace, no matter what else is going on around me. And interestingly, before finding Unity of Mesa, I had begun to use the word truth in my meditations as a kind of mantra. And now here I am, taking all kinds of classes and learning lots about different kinds of truth. So in summer term, for the Unity online classes, I took meditation. And one of the great things I learned with that was that short meditations can be just as helpful and just as special as the longer, more in-depth, 30-minute kind of meditation, although that's still important for me. But I learned that I can live in the now, that the divine is accessible no matter at what point of my day I'm in and at what level of openness I'm at. I can invite that channel to feel open to me at any time, and it elevates my day. It creates a better vibe for me that definitely rubs off. I've also participated in the Unity of Mesa Sangha, And that's given me a sense of community, knowing that we value here the practice of meditation, and that we do need each other to support each other. And that gives me motivation. I want to mention Silent Unity. And as we probably all know, Silent Unity is the prayer ministry that's available virtually around the clock, any day of the week, for anyone, anywhere. So as a part of my prayer class homework, I had to call Silent Unity. And at the time, Steve and I were facing a bit of a dilemma. We needed a breakthrough with a particular problem we were facing. So I called, and the lady on the other end of the phone, as soon as she began speaking, there was something about the tone of her voice, the words she said, the spirit that she carried, probably more than anything, that just made me feel so cared for, so comforted and reassured. Her prayer followed the denial and affirmation formula, if you like, that pattern, but it was tailored especially for me and for my husband and our situation. And then the icing on the cake, she said that we would be kept in prayer for 30 days after that. I imagined a kind of a network of light around the globe of people who are praying. And to me, that's prayer. That's how things change. It's a joint effort. So my spiritual director's advice of keeping on praying, even though I didn't know what I was doing, was something that helped me keep the channels open, even with all of my faith questions. And I am beginning to get some answers, not the kind of, aha, now I know the solution kind of answers, but a sense that the answer was always within, and by peeling away the layers of untruth, I'm getting to the truth that's already within me. As a prayer chaplain, it's my privilege to hold in prayer the names that are sent to me, and to know that I'm part of that network too, that as I join with the other prayer chaplains, we amplify the work that we do because we're doing it together. And even though it's difficult, it's we're on restrictions about how often we can get together right now, we can always join in prayer at any time and feel that sense of connection that lifts our spirits and gives us strength. So that's a little about my unity journey so far. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share it with you and look forward to seeing you again soon. Blessings.
My journey and my truth. I came to Unity 6 years ago. My wife Louise and I met and courted in Bloomington, Illinois. After she retired, she told me, "I'm moving to Mesa and you're welcome to come with me." Needless to say, I came as well. She was familiar with Unity and introduced me to this community. I had not previously been aware of the law of attraction, the 12 powers, spiral dynamics, and a variety of new thought tenets. My curiosity led me to enroll in spiritual education and enrichment classes to learn more. Little did I know then that my interest would ripen into wanting to be a licensed Unity teacher. We all have occasion to consider what we are to make of ourselves and how we view ourselves and our surroundings, and whether or not we have formally studied philosophy and its various branches. We need to establish a spiritual foundation that allows us to work our way in the world purposefully. I learned the rudiments of Western philosophy in college. I later set aside my traditional Methodist religious beliefs and adopted a belief in universal salvation. After coming to Unity, I accepted that the I Am, spoken of in the Bible as Yahweh, is spirit or divinity itself. And by whatever name we use, I consider the I Am to refer to a part of the whole of ourselves, which is absolute, infinite, and ultimately beyond rational comprehension. I see the spirit within as the creative force that allows me to live purposefully. Every personal endeavor has its root in the intentions divine mind helps set for me. And it is my spiritual gift to give my intentions as full an expression as I am capable of giving them, as I lovingly share with and support others through life's joys and challenges. Perhaps the most significant truth I have come to rely upon in my day-to-day interactions with others is my free will, my right to choose from whatever alternatives may be open to me. I may not always have my choice of choices, but I always have a choice in any matter that comes before me. Exercising my right to choose prudently with the benefit of my Unity training allows me to live up to my highest and best potentiality. After completing my training as a Unity Prayer chaplain, I reached some interesting conclusions. First, I discovered more fully what it means to live in the present moment. Second, I became more fully aware of the power and capacity we have and hold to follow our intentions. I regard my role as prayer chaplain as helping others see and affirm the possibilities open for them, as they are for me, negotiating gratefully the joys and hardships we encounter in life. It is a privilege for me to pray with others. I believe and have faith in the power of prayer and meditation to find direction in and for our lives. I profess, despite any dire circumstances I may encounter, I deny that negative thoughts will govern my attitudes and behavior. And I further affirm, without qualification, that I am living an abundant life in an abundant universe where my needs are met and nothing is lacking. As noted in the Gospel of John, the Christ came so that we may have life and have it more abundantly. This is our birthright. We engage our imagination, formulate our intentions, and choose the path we will follow. I plan to continue in service to Unity of Mesa as a prayer chaplain, as a singer in our Love in Action choir, as occasional meditation leader, and in whatever tasks and roles may open up for me in days to come. Thank you for your support and your prayers.
What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? If I believed with the wind always fill up my sail? How far would I go? What could I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where true believers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, there are there miracles in you and me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where true believers dare to tread and never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if do today if I were brave? If I refuse to listen to the voice of fear, would the voice of courage whisper in my ear? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where true believers dare to tread. I'd never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What will I do today? I am brave. What will I do today? I am brave. What will I do today? I am brave. What will I do today? I am brave.
Dennis and Candee, thank you for your gifts of music. And Julie, John, and Dennis, thank you for your gifts of sharing. What a blessing. So in closing, don't forget to register for today's annual meeting by 11:15, and then we'll see you all next week online for a special gratitude service and announcements about how we'll be celebrating the holidays. Let's close with our affirmative prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever we are, God is. Take care. See you soon. Blessings.